Sioux County is buckling up for a new 5,500-foot adventure, but this dream didn't take off the runway overnight. The details coming up on KDLT News. Working out is not always easy, but after serving your country, you don't sweat the small stuff. These plastic bags have been cut out of the equipment at Millennium Recycling. The Budweiser Clydesdales, like my new friend King, will be traveling around the Sioux Empire until this Sunday. Studies from Beyond Type 1 show that 200,000 people under the age of 20 are living with Type 1 diabetes. But before they enter into the ring, they're not the only ones preparing for the fight of their lives. If you ever wanted to go explore a new place or ride a roller coaster, you don't have to go too far in the Sioux Falls area. School is officially back in session, so remember to keep your eyes on the road and your hands off your phone. This morning during police briefing, officials revealed very crucial information on this accident Monday night. It is now a homicide investigation. Sometimes when professors can't be in the classroom, they will cancel class. But the DSU professors of the College of Education have a new innovative way of being in the classroom. Most people like me look forward to the NCAA tournament that is March Madness. But if you're not a college basketball fan, one event may just suit your taste. The vote is quickly approaching Sioux Falls, and officials say the time to act is now. So the next time you think of the word cancer, think of the hundreds of survivors sitting behind me, celebrating their health and taking back their lives.
I've been on for 23 years, and this is probably the worst fire I've seen in town.
The town of Ellsworth is now missing a piece of their identity after a fire broke out early Tuesday morning in City Hall.
Your part of history is going, your part of everybody's well-being is going, you're knocking people out of jobs, and it's never good. A fire is never good.
The fire was called around 6:15 after a bus driver noticed smoke while pulling out of the garage. The Ellsworth Fire Department arrived within 5 minutes, along with 9 neighboring departments, including Laverne and Adrian. Officials say no one was in the building and no injuries were reported. They were able to save whatever they could, but thankfully any paperwork within the last year should be okay.
We got hard drives out and took out a bunch of filing cabinets. Anything that's semi-current, we should have out.
In order to safely control the fire and to secure the rest of the town, firefighters had to demolish the back end of the building.
That is the best way to take the building down, for fear that the building will fall on our water tower, which we don't want to ruin our water tower.
It took about 4 hours to put out the fire. School and other businesses were closed for the day in order to fully use the town's water supply. As for the city, they are taking the next steps one day at a time. It was a voice that reached all parts of the world.
Passionate from miles away. Passive with it.
And the reaction from the voice coaches speaks for itself. In fact, former Flandreau resident Judge Vincent didn't realize all 4 chairs turned until the end of his song. Blake Sheldon was the first one to turn his chair.
Right, exactly. My parents kept talking about it. They were like, Blake Shelton was the first one to turn for you. Like, how do you feel about it? I'm like, that's really crazy.
Before his journey started on The Voice, Judge Vincent and his family started a new chapter in South Dakota. In 2015, they immigrated from Davao, Philippines after his parents were approached by someone in 2002 who wanted to employ them after hearing them sing in South Dakota while their choir was on tour. After the long process of filling out paperwork, they made the move to Flandreau when Judge was 15 since their employer was based there. Judge says he was very grateful for Flandreau because this was where he realized that anything is possible and he could pursue his dream.
It was a really good city, and everyone just knows each other. It was really good. Like it was so different from the city that I lived in the Philippines, because the city that I lived there was really big, so like no one knew each other. Then moving here was like a really refreshing start.
Judge moved to California when he was 18, and attending the University of Southern California to study music really jump-started his music career. Being on the show kind of fell in his lap. The Voice reached out to you to submit videos. Is that kind of how the process started?
I was in an event called the Hotel Cafe in LA, and I sang background vocals for this guy. He's one of my friends, and there was a casting agent there that literally just emailed me like a few days later asking if I have videos to submit her.
Now the Filipino community in Flandreau is rallying behind Judge, and it's no surprise to them he is hitting all the right notes.
We're just so happy that he made it to that voice and could represent Flandreau, the Filipinos.
Sometimes elementary school is tough and kids can be mean. That's why some students from New Tech High School are painting with a purpose and are creating buddy benches for elementary school playgrounds.
If someone's at the buddy bench, they may need someone to talk to. They may need to be invited into their game.
As part of the Titan Impact program, all New Tech students are split into different groups, or houses as they call them, and they decide what their service project will be for the year. These 45 students unanimously wanted to work with Habitat for Humanity to make 8 buddy benches for elementary schools across Sioux Falls.
We researched different volunteer organizations that we could possibly help out with. And as a house, we decided on Habitat because it was the one we felt most connected to.
So far, 6 of the buddy benches have been claimed and will go to schools like John F. Kennedy and Horace Mann. These benches will create safe zones for students who are in need of a friend.
Whether it's you want to make a new friend or a current friend isn't treating you quite right and they might even know why, and so they might come over to you. It's a place to go that you know is safe, where other students identify that you might need some help.
For senior Bemet Zarafa, she believes this program is having a big impact on her school and helps fulfill needs in Sioux Falls.
From what I've seen so far, you kind of get in the spirit of it, not only just the volunteering, but just the idea of representing our school in a positive light.
Christine Manika, KDLT News.